Hello and welcome to the news update. I'm Moses Humphrey. The Supreme Court building in Abuja is currently on fire. The cause of the fire is still unknown, as some persons were seen around the Apex Court complex evacuating documents and property from justice chambers. However, firefighters are currently on ground to put out the fire, and no casualties have been reported. Well, 3 people were rescued yesterday night after a 40-feet container fell on a Toyota Corolla car in the Ojuelegba area of Lagos State. It was gathered that the incident happened around 8 p.m. We also gathered that the container-laden truck was ascending the bridge when it tripped, fell off, and crashed on the vehicle. The director, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesheye, in a statement, stated that the trapped victims included two male adults and a female. The 3 victims are being attended to at the Lagos State Accident and Trauma Center after being administered first aid on the spot of the accident. The Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Lagos will today deliver judgment in the petitions filed before it by opposition political parties challenging the re-election of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Labour Party and its governorship candidate, Gbadebo Rhodes-Viver, the People's Democratic Party and its candidate, Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, had filed petitions before the court seeking to overturn Sanwo-Olu's victory in the March 18 poll. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had declared Sanwo-Olu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, winner of the gubernatorial election. After scoring the highest votes, Sanwo-Olu garnered 762,134 votes to beat Rhodes-Viver, who polled 312,329 votes, while Jide Adediran Jandor of the PDP came a distant third with 62,449 votes. There was mild drama at the Costain area of Lagos after a commercial bus driver stripped himself naked to evade arrest from LASMA officials. The driver reportedly brought out a knife from his vehicle and stabbed the LASMA personnel. On realizing the gravity of his action, he stripped himself naked to evade arrest. The statement from LASMA says that the driver was eventually arrested by policemen from Ikmonri Division. The statement says that having warned commercial bus drivers to only stop and pick passengers at designated bus stops, it was out to enforce compliance. It adds that after the arrest, dangerous weapons, cutlass, and knives were recovered from the commercial bus. President Bola Tinubu has directed security agencies to rescue the female students abducted in Zamfara. This was revealed in a statement released by the presidential spokesman Ajurin Galali yesterday. Tinubu strongly condemned the reprehensible act of abduction and emphasized that there is no moral justification for such heinous crimes against innocent students pursuing quality education. Well, last week, bandits attacked the Sabungida community in the Bungudu local government area and kidnapped over 24 students from the Federal University of Gusau, Zamfara, while 6 students have been rescued. The president has ordered security operatives to ensure the safe release of those still in captivity. The presidential aide stated that Tinubu condoled with the families of those affected, reiterating his government's resolve to protect every Nigerian, and in line with his commitment, assures the families of the abducted students that no effort will be spared in ensuring their safe return. But the president also vowed to ensure that educational institutions remain sanctuaries of knowledge, growth, and opportunity, and totally free from the menacing acts of terrorists. Well, the Zamfara governor, Dauda Lawal, while commiserating with the families of those affected, described the abduction as cowardly and equally directed agencies to go after the assailants with a view to rescuing the abductees. In a bid to recruit the best quality teachers to complement the free and compulsory education policy in his administration, the Taraba State Governor, Agbu Kefas, has approved a 75,000 Naira welfare package for National Youth Service Corps members serving in schools across the state. The Commissioner for Information and Reorientation, Zainab Usman Jalingo, disclosed this in a press statement issued in Jalingo yesterday. According to the statement, the governor has approved significant allowances for NYSC members serving in schools across the state, beginning with an additional 10,000 Naira to their monthly allowance. He also approved a one-time payment of 50,000 Naira as a medical allowance, an accommodation allowance of 25,000 Naira per term, totaling 75,000 Naira for 3 terms. The statement added that uniforms, shoes, socks, and books will be made available to pupils and students in secondary schools by January to support the children in their pursuit of education. Now, this is even as the statement said, in the coming year, the government will cover the examination fees for all SS3 students, enabling them to write both WAEC and NECO examinations, while students who excel will be eligible for sponsorship and scholarships. The Lagos State government has told the Trade Union Congress, TUC, to suspend the planned protest scheduled for today in the state. The union announced a one-day protest over the state government's ban on the operation of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, RTAN. Festus Osifo, the TUC president, stated that the failure of the governor to obey the court order that reinstated activities of RTAN in the state necessitated a protest. But in a statement yesterday, Benga Omotosho, the Lagos Commissioner of Information and Strategy, noted that the protest is unnecessary, considering that the government has appealed against the judgment and has a pending application for a stay of execution of the said judgment. He stated that the union is only using the planned protest to arm twist and intimidate the government. In business now, Nigeria's weak Naira has pushed the country's external debt up by 13.4 trillion Naira, although the total external debt increased by $490 million between the first quarter of 2023 and the second quarter of 2023. The value in Naira increased significantly, according to data from the Debt Management Office. The main reason for the wide margin in Naira terms is the Naira devaluation, which was triggered by the move by the Central Bank of Nigeria to unify the nation's foreign exchange rates. Following the unification policy, the CBN, the DMO dumped the 460 Naira per dollar rate it used in the first quarter of 2023 and adopted a 770 Naira per dollar rate. This shows a depreciation of 40.24% in the exchange rates deployed by the debt office. The DMO data showed that Nigeria's external debt was $43.2 billion in the second quarter of 2023, from $42.7 billion in the previous quarter. However, the main reason for this huge increase is more of weak Naira than new borrowing. Moving over to the foreign scene now, President Emmanuel Macron has disclosed that France will soon withdraw its ambassador from Niger Republic, followed by its military contingent. The colonial power had kicked against the coupists who overthrew President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic in July 2023. Now, the country also insisted on the reinstatement of Bazoum. France has about 1,500 soldiers in Niger as part of an anti-jihadist deployment in the Sahel region. In the wake of the coup, France had stated that its troops would remain in the West African nation despite hostilities by the junta. Also, Niger's military leaders had told the French ambassador Sylvain Ite to leave the country. However, a 48-hour ultimatum for him to leave issued in August passed, with him still in place as the French government refused to comply or to recognize the military regime as legitimate. He added that military cooperation was over and French troops would withdraw in the months and weeks to come, with a full pullout by the end of the year. In entertainment now, the Big Brother Niger All-Star housemates Venita, Soma, and Angel have been evicted from the show. The reality stars were evicted from the house during the live eviction show yesterday. The trio were evicted after pulling the lowest votes, leaving the 6 finalists: Mercy Ake, Cece, Cross, Adekunle, Ilebaye, and Pere. And that's the news update on VOP TV. We'd like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV. And on other social media channels, we are at VOP TV Live. I'm Moses Humphrey. Good morning.